Welcome to a payday reset. Let's have a look and see how we spent our money in the month of May. So I'm just going to open my planner. I'm going to go all the way to May and I'll start with the calendar. As you can see, this is how I track my daily spending. This is important to every time you spend money, you just put it in your calendar and you track it so that you know when you spent money, when you didn't, when you overspent, when you didn't, what made you overspend, and then you can tweak and make changes from there. Okay, so what I'm happy about is seeing a lot of no spend days. So this week, for example, we had 4. So we had 4 no spend days in a 7-day week. That is the goal, so I'm happy about that. But let's have a look and see how much we actually spent in total. Another thing I forgot to actually add here on Thursday, we went to a Spur night, which is like a school thing in Scala School, where sometimes we go to Spur and then they get a little bit of money for that, for fundraising and stuff. So we ended up spending a total of 430 Rand at Spur. Anyways, it's fine, it is what it is. So now I'm actually going to calculate how much we have spent on eating out, which I don't think is too much. So we've got 430 plus 230, that is 660. And then we've also got these treats over here, so that is 450. I'm going to add it into eating out as well. So if I go 660 plus 450, it's 1,110. I'm not happy about this, but it is what it is, which means we were over budget over here on our eating out category. So we spent 1,110. And then for week 4 on food, I need to update that. So how much we ended up spending on food this week. So we did buy food here, 500. Did I track it? No, I only tracked this 970 over here. So we've also got the 500 plus we also bought more food on Tuesday of 750. So 500 plus 750, which is 1,250. We spent a lot of money on food this month, actually. So if I had to calculate just food alone, 830 plus 1,100 plus 970 plus 1,250. So it's 4,150. So we're up on our groceries by 150 Rand, and then we also ate out, so 1110, so 5,260 was what we spent on food alone. And then if I had to minus the budget, which was 4,700, so 4,000 on groceries, 700 Rand on eating out, we were up on our budgets by 560. And if I look at the budget over here, what made us up by 560 is obviously the Spur night that we didn't plan for, but also the treats. So on this day, it was a fun day at Scala School. I'll probably have a picture somewhere here. And we ended up spending that much money on, like, we were asked to bring donuts, and then we also spent some money on that day. So it was just there's a lot of things going on in Scala School, which is actually costing us so much money. So we need to plan it properly, because yeah, we're getting off budget because of Scala School. But yeah, we ended up overspending on food by 560. Petrol, so petrol actually lasted well. So this is how much we spent on petrol. 400 Rand here, 400 Rand here, so 800 Rand. And then I did put petrol yesterday because I went to go see my family, which is a little bit far, not too far, but it is, a good drive. And I didn't have enough petrol, so I ended up putting 300. So we ended up spending, like, this is just a month of overspending, 1,100. And this is the worst month for overspending because, guys, financially, my gosh, I had such a tough month. Things were, balls up. But anyways, we move on. So I had to take some of savings to help with some things, but we're going to get that money back. I don't know what happened. There is a income stream that didn't pay us. Something got stuck somewhere. So yeah, that caused the confusion in our budget as well. But anyways, yeah. Nails, I ended up not doing my nails, which I think, yeah, now it's time to go get them done now. Allowance, I don't think we actually spent anything on allowance. I was going to say the treats that I just counted should go to allowance, but ended up not really using them. So I've got the money here with me, the actual cash. So I think I'm going to actually use that to stuff the saving challenges. So we ended up not using our allowance. Miscellaneous is 500. We did do our coffee stock up, so I'm going to calculate that as miscellaneous. But also, we had Mother's Day, so we ended up spending 700 Rand on like miscellaneous stuff. So we've got Mother's Day here, and then we've got the coffee stocking up over here. So that's 700 Rand, and our allowance is, miscellaneous, sorry, is 500 Rand. So we're 200 Rand over budget there. And then Korea guy, I ended up only spending 500. So that's the only one that we were under budget. And then when it comes to our debt, again, because we didn't make the income that I was hoping we were going to make, we ended up not paying anything extra into our loan. So as you can see, it's just the minimum payment, which makes me a little bit sad, but it is what it is. So the balance now on the loan is 37,870. And to be honest with you, as much as it makes me sad that we didn't pay any extra, I remember the balance here being 81,100. I think in March, let me just check. Didn't write the balance there. Oh yeah, in February it was 79,200 Rand. And in Jan, it was 81,100. Okay, so now seeing it all the way down to 37,870 gives me hope. So my plan is to pay off this 71,800 Rand. 71,900, let's just round it up to that. So if I do that, so if I go this 37,870 minus 37,900, oops, sorry, let me just redo that. Let's do it again. So if I go 37,870 minus 7,900, I'll be left with 29,970 to go by July. So June's goal, big goal, is to pay 78,900 as an extra onto the current debt. And then, yeah, we'll hit the 20,000, which will make me very happy. I feel like it's going slower than I was hoping for, but it's okay. And then savings. Okay, so for the collective, I've saved 5,000. That is the FLA stock file, which I save 1,000 Rand a month. So that means to go, because the goal is 12,000, so to go is 7,000. And then for the camera, I am using my saving challenges, so these ones over here. And I've got that allowance money I just spoke about over here, as well as in my bag. I've got some money. I'm just gonna check in my bag how much I have. Literally looking in my bag. As you can see, there's some money in there. So I've got this money. Ooh, I've got a lot of coins. Which sometimes they go to the car guards. But I think I'm gonna put it in this jar of mine. Okay, so this is the money in my bag, which 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 700 Rand in total. So I'm gonna put it in my saving challenge over here, and I'm gonna add this as a May saving because it's still the 31st of May. Put this here on the side, and I'm going to put this 700 Rand as the saving over here. Color in that one bowl. So now in total here we should have, so if I go 200 plus 300 plus 400 plus 500 plus 600 plus 700 and then plus 1,100 is 3,800 Rand that we should have. I'll add it all together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So that's 3,000. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 3,800 Rand. Okay, so that is correct. Let's add, so 3,800 plus 3,900. We've saved 7,700 Rand in total in this challenge. So saved 7,700 Rand. And if I minus 20, we are left with 12,300 to go. Okay, that is basically our budget, our spending, our saving that we have done. Another thing that I have done now is taken Scala's savings and I have invested it, which I'm going to share more of that in the Know Your Numbers workshop. So if you want to be part of the Know Your Numbers workshop, I'll have it linked below, which is basically my monthly workshop that I'm going to do, where we basically go through how to understand and know your numbers to be financially free one day. So I do recommend that workshop. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be packed with a lot of information. And I'm going to have something on the screen to show you the things we're going to cover, the topics we're going to cover. But this is how much we spent. So let me just calculate each category how much we spent. So when it comes to bills, we have spent, so 1.5 on giving, 1.5 plus 1.2, 250 plus 1.810 on utilities, 400 Rand Wi-Fi, 970 life insurance, 870 car insurance, and 150 is a policy, 17,950. And then for investments, retirement, so basically future self is 25. And then for subscriptions, we've got 100, 470, 440, 380, 150, 230, 99, 159, and 700 Rand gym. So that is 2,728 right there. And then we've got our variable expenses. So we've got 830, 1,000, 11 plus 970 plus 1,250 plus 1,100 plus another 1,110 plus 700 plus 500, 7,560. And then for our loan, we only paid this 2,300. Just gonna go 80 to round up. And then for savings, so I'm not going to really add that onto our monthly spending because I have totaled up the savings. But in total, what we have saved in our saving challenges is 12,700 Rand is what we have saved so far, which is good. So let's calculate our spending. So we've got the debt of 2,309.80, and then we've got the variable expenses of 7,560, and then plus 2,728 plus 25 plus 17,950, which equals to total spent is 33,047.80, and the total income that we had received this month was 38,000. So if I minus 33,470.80, let's start again. 38,000 minus 33,470.80. That means remaining is 49, and I can already tell you now that this is the money that we spent at the beginning of the year for Skylar's birthday, which everything makes sense to me. Not beginning of the year, beginning of the month. May was a tough month, everyone. So if I have a look at the goals that we had set for May, I want to see which ones we achieved and didn't achieve. So High Flyer did not achieve. Aftercare, we did pay for aftercare. Daily running challenge. I didn't do daily running, but I did daily workouts. So actually I did do daily running. I ran before every workout. So I started the first 2 weeks I was just running, and then I was running, and the third week I was running and incline walking. And then the fourth week, I was running and introducing some strength training. So I did do running. So that actually makes me happy that I did do it. 30,000 remaining on loan too. So I don't know, technically not really. We left with 37,000. I don't know if that counts, but I don't think that is what I meant. I meant actually just 30,000. So I'm going to say no. Finish the book of Acts. Yes. Gosh, that book. So in detail. The book of Acts in the Bible. Take my mom to the spa. No. Got the voucher. We just need to book. Gosh. 1 million Instagram views. Yes. So this is our goals. And then for the month of June, I'm going to set new goals, and I guess I will see you on the next video. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Yeah, it was quite hectic to see my numbers like that, but it's also important to always know exactly where your money is going and to make changes from there. I'll see you on the next video. Thank you for watching. By the way, we left with one budget for freedom planner, so if you want it, it's yours. You can grab it. Bye.